Hey guys, it's Paul from Black Edge Trading. Sorry about that. It's Paul from Black Edge Trading. Just wanted to point out a few things today. We missed a trade today because of the action that happened in pre-market and where we were in the actual rally. So, two things happened. I was very cautious of the rally because previous rallies had pulled back into this golden zone on the fib retracement. If you look at all these previous rallies for this sell-off, we pulled back into this golden zone. And I'll point out where it was on this. And earlier today, we were right in this zone, and I'm like, okay, all this choppiness up here sold this market off before. I don't want to get caught up in that. So when we rallied this morning and the market opened, it was up 30 points already. I was very concerned that maybe we overextended ourselves. But let's go and take a look at what happened and what kind of messed us up and how we can capitalize off of that in the future. Always go back and review your trades and what you could have done better. So we didn't get to really place any trades today. This morning, right before the market opened, we had this big jump in price where it got above this previous demand zone. I mean, this previous supply zone that had been here. There was a supply zone. And as we know, when supply is broken, it tends to turn into demand. It turned into demand later, but we weren't aware of it because of how price acted at the level when it returned. So this morning, market opens at 9:30. We have a immediate rush up into this zone that was supply up here at 43.75, and then we sell off back into VWAP, which on Bookmaps. And that's another thing. Sometimes we're looking at Bookmaps, and because of how the candles and stuff and the bubbles look on Bookmaps, we can't necessarily recognize break extraction patterns or retest. So sometimes we have to zoom over to a good old-fashioned chart, look at Bookmaps and know what order is there, but then look back at a chart and see what's really taking place, what's going on. So around this time, I wrote in the Discord that I was looking for a retest of pullback in the 4362, which we got, but because I was watching on Bookmaps, I wasn't able to actually see the pullback. It looked like we pulled back in the 4367, 4365, and then moved back up. But looking at these candle charts, I can see we did pull back into 4360, 4362, and I would have definitely taken a trade and got my contract filled in this area. I felt like this area up here was too high. Originally, I was looking for a pullback into 4350, 4348, which was a previous supply zone, and where all this buying volume came in to push the market up here. So originally, I was looking for a pullback here, and I was like, if I get an entry here, this is just too much risk to have to hold or trade all the way down here and it still be valid. So that's why we missed a trade today. Around this time, VWAP was hanging around somewhere down here at 4355 area, and there was a lot of orders stacked down here on Bookmaps, and I'll show you how Bookmaps looks in a minute. But there was a lot of orders stacked down here, and I just, with the low volume right here on the return, I really didn't want to take the trade. But looking back at it, we had a break of structure. We came down, found support right here. We didn't have really crazy volume like we did this morning. I want to see volume candles like this and like this on this retest, but we didn't. It just kind of creeped up. And then next thing you know, we were right back up here at 4377, and we went up, and we went all the way up to like 4387. And even on book maps, I didn't see that we went up to 4387. It looked like we only went up to 4383, and then sold back down aggressively, sold back down into this 4-3. Well, on my book maps, it looked like we sold back down into this 4-3-6-5 area, but that's just something we got to take a look at. And I see we broke this structure. We came back down, retested it, and we could have taken a trade here. But at this time, volume was so low, and trading in low volume markets, you don't know if one big seller comes in, like on this candle, you can push the market back down. And a lot of manipulation can be done when it's low volume. So I don't like trading in low volume scenarios. So we just basically ended up watching price move up all day. And I'm going to show you what that did on this option contract I was looking at. And I'll show you what I was saying in Discord. Let's go to the Discord right quick. Sorry, excuse me. Let's pull up the Discord and we'll see what was going on, what my thoughts were. So, where are we at? Find a contract. That was yesterday. So today, I said large rally into news. 4348, 4365 supply. I'm going to make my key level 4348, 4337. And I wanted to see a dip into those to get long. If buyers respond down here and support price target break at 4365. So that was my original target, to pull back into 4348 for that to hold. And then my next target was 4365 where I wanted to sell. But we never got there today. Hopped in voice chat and I told him again, looking for a pullback into 4348. I wanted to play the XPX calls, 4335 or the 4330s or the 4340s. I was looking to get those under like $1,000 today and ride them up, which would have been a great opportunity. But by the time the market opened, we had already moved above 4365, and these contracts that I had previously eyed were over $1,000. The 4345s ended up being under $1,000, and I could have played those because we had an opportunity to see that they would get in the money. I like to play contracts that are definitely going to get in the money because I play 0-day expiration contracts for XPX because it moves. And those 0-day expiration contracts close to the money, you can really get some great gains with those. So when you get kind of out of the money and unreachable contracts, you tend to mess up and have an all-day wait, or any pullbacks can kind of destroy them. But the at-the-money contracts, pullbacks don't really destroy them. People load up on them and then wait for the next push. Especially since it was early in the morning, we still had pretty much all day for the market to float. I was willing to take that kind of risk and get those at-the-money contracts with the strong buying we had. But we just never got the opportunity. When the market opened, price was way away from VWAP. And it eventually came back to VWAP, which is considered the volume weighted price, which is kind of like the fair price of day with the amount of volume that's going on. So if you ever hear VWAP, just think of that, fair price. And institutions want to pay fair price. They don't want to overpay for stuff. But they would love to sell high away from VWAP. So I told my crew, I said, be patient. I said, just like yesterday, a pullback in the VWAP, 4349 to hold, to play calls. Be patient, wait for the pullback. Don't chase the rally. I was like, we're already up 30 points on the ES. And normally each day the ES moves about 1% of its price. And right now that's about 43 points with this current price. So with us already being up 30 points and then going up 40 points before the pullback, I just told my crew, like, it's not, the risk reward's not worth it. And we're just going to have to wait. And then it got to the point at 9:47. I said, I'm not gonna chase this long. We just need to wait on the pullback. And then we got up to 43.80 and price shot down and it failed up there, which made me feel like the rallies were overextended. We've been rallying for 3 days, even though interest rates haven't changed. And I felt like they were trying to trap bulls at the top and make this massive sell-off just because of where we are in the market. Like I previously showed you guys, we're in the golden zone on the fib retracement. So fast forward, I saw that and it kind of switched my analysis to now I was looking to take it short up at 43.80 area. And looking for an opportunity to do that versus playing long because we never had I thought at the time we never had an opportunity to get long. But right here at 10.29, we had an opportunity to get long that I missed. And let's go back and look at where the chart was at 10.29, and we'll kind of see what that opportunity was. So at 10.29, we were looking for a breakdown right here, and I'm still hunting price down here to try to get an entry down here. So I'm looking for a breakdown below this to target 4348 so I could get long. But that never happened. VWAP was still floating somewhere down here. I didn't want to take the risk, but I guess on big rally days, sometimes you got to take a little bit of risk. If you know you have strong buyers down here, take the risk. But since I was trading with my group and these guys, they're not as experienced as I am. I wanted to be right for them, so I didn't take the trade. I didn't want to put bad examples out there for them. I wanted to show them patience, and if the trade doesn't line up with what you planned or what you wanted to do, don't take the trade because, thinking on the fly in the market gets you in trouble. So I didn't take the trade, but looking back, we could have. And now I'm going to show you what those contracts did. But right here, when I was talking about this area and more selling down to 4350, 4348, they had stacked some orders down here. And that's why I was interested in the area. I thought we were going to break down, hit those orders, and come back up and then rally. But enough of that. Let's see. Let's look at what those contracts did. So the 4345 call, we can look at price and see what it did. Right there at 1030, where we were talking about, it got under $1,000. Could have picked up a contract, and then it just slowly floated back up. Slowly but surely floated back up into 2400, which would have been a nice trade. $1,400 on a contract. I could have bought multiple contracts. That'd have been great to make $1,400 on a contract with a pretty smooth ride up. Never really going in the negative. If I got it for right at 1,000, we went down about $200 right here at 1050, but I normally keep like a 250 stop. So we could have had a great rally. Got in the money, and pushed higher. So definitely want to, next time I see something like this forming, definitely want to be able to take advantage of that. And I want you guys to be able to take advantage of that and see that. And just, run a trailing stop, I guess, for if you have low volume activities but you want to take a trade to the top, run a trailing stop so you're protected on any crazy wild swing pullbacks. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and see you guys Monday. Let's get this money. Peace.